Some of the most amazing paintings I have ever seen are those of Thomas Orsman. He is a quiet man in his early 60s, and he lives alone in a small house on the edge of town. Thomas is a portrait painter, the best any of us have ever seen. Each one of his paintings is a Mona Lisa. Every little detail on your head, face and upper body is exact. However, how he paints them is the question. You see, Thomas Orsman has been completely blind since the day he was born. Somehow though, he can paint you. It's as if he can see you when you're sitting in front of him, having your portrait painted. How he discovered this ability, or how he can do it, is unknown. He will not tell. If you bring him payment, he will paint you, and he will paint you beautifully. So I walked up to the front door of his house. I stood there, still and nervous. I was alone, as it is said that he will not paint with others around. After a deep breath, I rang the doorbell. I waited for a moment. Finally, he opened the door. His grey eyes looked over my head, and he was holding a cane. "Mr. Orsman, my name is Luke, and I want to be..." My voice trailed off in nervousness. "To be painted, right?" he said. "Do you have money to pay me?" "Of course, $200, I said. Thomas nodded and told me to come inside after I gave him the money. The house's interior was nice and simple. I eyed a stack of books on a table. One was opened and I could see it was written in Braille. He led me into a back room and told me to sit on a stool. Nothing was in the room except for a chair and canvas, the stool, and painting supplies. I sat down and he sat behind the canvas. "Now son, I must warn you. Sometimes I paint too far forward," Thomas said. Too far forward? What could that mean? Maybe he sometimes painted the wall behind the person or the yard outside the house. I dismissed the comment. I had a feeling he wasn't all there. He started painting. I sat there for what seemed like forever. Neither one of us said a word, and not once did Thomas look at me. His eyes were closed the whole time. Perhaps he could see me in some way. Finally, he put his brush down. "It is done," he said, and motioned me to come and see. The painting was me, all right, down to every hair on my head. But the state I was in was horrible. I was laying on a wooden floor, my throat was sliced, one of my arms was gone, and I was covered in what looked like stab wounds and bruises and blood. My eyes were glazed over and bloodshot. I was dead. Thomas painted me after I'd been brutally murdered. I was even wearing the same outfit I was currently wearing. I stepped back. Why did you paint this? Why would you paint something so horrible happening to me? Thomas looked down with a grim face. "I told you. Sometimes I paint too far forward." I was confused. "What does that mean?" I asked. He looked back up at me. "Sometimes I paint something that hasn't happened yet."